The battlefield was silent after the war. Broken ships floated like dead stars. Fire still burned in the dark of space, but no one was left to fight. Alien recovery teams moved slowly between the wrecks. Their mission was simple: collect survivors from their own kind and leave the rest behind. Humans were not a priority. Humans were weak. That was what the galaxy believed. Near the remains of a destroyed human cruiser, a small signal appeared on the scanners. "Life sign detected," one officer said. "Human?" the medic asked. "Yes." "Severe injuries. Spine damage. Multiple fractures." The team paused. Saving a human was not worth the risk. Humans rarely survived injuries like this. Even if they lived, they were slow, fragile, and dangerous in desperate ways. "Leave him," someone said. "He will die soon anyway." The commander of the alien ship looked at the screen. The image showed a human soldier trapped under twisted metal. His armor was cracked. His breathing was weak. One arm was gone. His legs were crushed. The commander stayed silent for a long moment. Then he spoke. "No. Bring him aboard." The crew looked at him in shock. "He is the enemy," an officer argued. "And he will not survive." The commander answered calmly. "He is alive. That is enough." They cut the metal open and pulled the human free. He did not scream. He did not beg. His eyes opened once, just enough to see the alien faces around him. Then he lost consciousness. Back on the alien medical ship, machines worked non-stop. The medics did not expect success. Humans were not built like them. Human bodies were weak, easy to break. Hours passed. Then something unexpected happened. "He's stabilizing," the medic said. "Heart rate steady." The commander stepped closer to the glass. "He lives." "Yes. Barely. But he lives." Days passed. Then weeks. The human did not die. When he finally woke up, the room was quiet. Soft lights glowed above him. Strange machines surrounded his bed. He tried to move, but pain stopped him. His body felt heavy and broken. An alien stood nearby, watching. "You are safe," the alien said slowly, using a translation device. "Do not move." The human looked at his missing arm. He closed his eyes for a second. "Thank you," he whispered. The alien paused. Humans were not known for calm words after pain. "You were found on the battlefield," the alien continued. "Why were you there?" The human took a breath. "I was ordered to hold the line. So others could escape." The alien said nothing. Over the next days, the human spoke little. He followed instructions. He never complained. When nurses adjusted machines or caused pain, he thanked them. The crew noticed. "He shows respect," one medic said quietly. "He should be afraid," another replied. "We are not his kind." Still, the human showed no fear. Only patience. One day, the commander visited him. "You will heal," the commander said. "But you will never fight again." The human nodded. "That's fine. You may leave when you recover," the commander added. This was mercy. Nothing more. The human looked directly at him. "Mercy matters," he said. "Humans remember it." The commander dismissed the words. Humans often spoke big promises. They rarely meant anything. Weeks later, the human was strong enough to stand with support. On the day he left, he bowed his head slightly, a human sign of respect. "I owe you my life," the human said. "I will not forget." The alien ship watched as a small human transport took him away into the dark. The battlefield was forgotten. The war moved on. But somewhere in the vast galaxy, a broken human carried a debt. And humanity never forgets a favor. The human ship crossed into neutral space and vanished among the stars. On the alien medical vessel, life returned to routine. New missions came. New wars began somewhere else. The injured human slowly became a memory, just another strange moment in a long conflict. "Why did you save him?" one officer asked the commander weeks later. The commander did not answer right away. "Because leaving him felt wrong," he finally said. That is all. Among the stars, the human traveled alone. His body was still weak. Pain followed him every day. He had lost an arm. His spine would never fully heal. Doctors told him he would never serve on the front lines again. They were wrong about one thing. He was not finished. Back on Earth, the human was welcomed quietly. There were no parades. No medals. He was listed as recovered and moved to another department. Many assumed his career was over. But humans did not see weakness the same way the galaxy did. He studied while others slept. He learned fleet movement, supply lines, and strategy. He learned how wars were truly won, not with strength, but with planning and unity. Years passed. The galaxy changed. A new power rose in the outer systems. Massive fleets began to erase smaller civilizations. The Galactic Council argued instead of acting. Borders fell. Worlds burned. One of those worlds belonged to the alien species that had once saved a single human life. Their fleets were outdated. Their defenses weak. Requests for help were ignored. "They are not important," the council said. "We must protect ourselves first." Enemy ships appeared over their homeworlds. Cities fell. Millions fled into space. On a distant human command station, an alert flashed. "Species under attack, confirmed. Risk level, extreme." Council response, none. The human commander read the report in silence. "Yes," an officer said carefully. "Commander, should we prepare evacuation plans for our own systems?" The commander did not answer. Instead, he stared at the name of the endangered species. He remembered a white-lit medical room. A calm alien voice. A decision made for mercy alone. "Prepare the fleet," he said. The room froze. "Sir," an officer asked. "They are not allies." "They saved one of ours," the commander replied. "That was years ago," another officer said. "It means nothing strategically." The commander turned to face them. "It means everything." Orders spread across human space. Ships powered up. Crews were recalled. Weapon systems came online. Not for conquest, but for protection. "Destination?" navigation asked. The commander spoke slowly. Clearly. Their worlds. Human fleets moved in silence. Meanwhile, the alien commander watched enemy ships tear through his defenses. He sent calls for help. None were answered. The council had abandoned them. "This is the end," one officer said. Then space changed. Sensors screamed warnings. Massive warp signatures appeared, hundreds, then thousands. "Enemy," someone shouted. "No," another officer whispered. These are human ships." The alien commander stared at the display. The fleet was larger than anything he had ever seen. Perfect formation. Calm. Controlled. A transmission request came through. The screen lit up. A human face appeared, older now, marked by time and scars. The alien commander felt a strange tightening in his chest. "I know you," he said slowly. The human nodded once. "You saved my life," he said. Humanity came to repay that debt. Behind him, the human fleet moved forward. And the galaxy was about to learn a lesson it would never forget. The enemy fleet did not understand what was happening. They had come to crush a weak species, one the galaxy no longer cared about. Their ships were already moving toward the final cities when the stars behind them began to distort. Space folded. Then it opened. Human warships emerged in perfect lines. Not rushing. Not scattered. Calm, controlled, and endless. For every enemy ship, there were 10 human vessels waiting. The enemy commanders laughed at first. Humans, one of them mocked. They are late. That laughter ended quickly. Human ships did not fire right away. They repositioned with exact movements, cutting off escape routes. Smaller human craft spread out, forming a silent wall around the entire system. The alien commander watched in disbelief. They are surrounding the enemy, an officer said. All of them. The enemy fleet tried to respond. Weapons powered up. Orders were shouted. Then the first human shot was fired. It was not wild or angry. It was precise. One enemy battleship vanished in a single strike. No explosion. Just silence, as if it had never existed. The battlefield changed instantly. Human weapons struck command ships first. Communication nodes went dark. Enemy coordination collapsed in seconds. Ships collided. Formations broke. They are cutting the head off the beast, the alien commander whispered. The enemy tried to flee. Human ships closed the trap. Faster vessels disabled engines without destroying life support systems. Boarding craft moved in. Humans were not there to kill unless needed. They were there to end the war. On the alien bridge, stunned officers watched as the impossible happened. They are winning, one said softly. No, the commander replied. They are controlling. A new transmission request appeared. From human command, communication said. The alien commander accepted. The human commander appeared again on the screen. His posture was calm. His voice steady. The enemy fleet is contained, he said. Your worlds will not fall. The alien commander struggled for words. Why? He finally asked. The human looked at him, then slightly lowered his head. A long time ago, he said, you chose mercy when the galaxy chose nothing. The alien remembered the broken human pulled from the wreckage. A simple decision. No reward expected. That moment now filled the stars. Enemy resistance collapsed completely within hours. Survivors were detained. Weapons were shut down. Not a single alien city fell after the humans arrived. When the battle ended, the human fleet did not leave. Instead, cargo ships followed. Medical vessels. Repair units. Human engineers worked beside alien crews. Food was delivered. Power systems were rebuilt. The galaxy watched in shock. This makes no sense, council members argued. Why protect them? But no one dared challenge humanity openly. The alien commander stood on his bridge, staring at the human ships drifting like guardians around his world. You owe us nothing, he said during one private transmission. The human commander shook his head. You saved one human, he replied. That human carried your mercy back home. There was a pause. In human culture, the commander continued, a debt of life is never small. The alien closed his eyes. We thought humans were fragile, he said. Easy to break. The human allowed a small smile. So did the galaxy. As human fleets prepared to depart, the alien world stood safe for the first time in years. Defenses were stronger. Alliances had quietly formed. The enemy had been defeated. But something greater had begun. Across the galaxy, whispers spread. Humans were not just warriors. They were not just survivors. They were keepers of promises. And anyone who showed them mercy would never stand alone again. The galaxy did not celebrate the victory. Instead, it went quiet. Council worlds watched the recordings again and again. Human fleets had not rushed. They had not shown anger. They had moved with calm purpose, like they already knew the outcome. That scared the galaxy more than any weapon. On the alien homeworld, rebuilding began. Human engineers worked beside alien workers without orders or pride. They shared tools. They shared food. They listened. The alien commander walked through a restored city for the first time in years. Buildings stood again. Children played under safe skies. This should not be possible, one elder said. We were abandoned. The commander knew the truth. We were remembered. Far away, the human commander returned to a council chamber, not the galactic one, but a human strategic hall. Officers waited for judgment. Some feared punishment. Humanity had acted without permission. Sir, an advisor said carefully, the council is displeased. The human commander nodded. They will recover. What if they turn against us? Another asked. We exposed our strength. The commander looked at the star map. We did not expose strength, he said. We showed character. News spread fast. Other species began to look at humanity differently. Not as weak. Not as monsters. But as something dangerous in a quiet way. A trading world sent a message asking for aid. Pirates had destroyed their defenses. Human response came quickly. A border colony asked for protection after refusing to betray refugees. Human ships arrived before the next attack. Again and again, the pattern repeated. Humans did not save everyone. They chose carefully. They asked one question first. Did you show mercy when it mattered? Those who had turned away in the past received silence. Those who had helped, even once, were protected. The Galactic Council called an emergency session. This behavior threatens balance, a delegate shouted. Humans are rewriting power. Another voice answered, no. They are rewriting consequences. The council demanded answers. A single human representative appeared on the screen. We do not seek rule, the human said calmly. We seek memory. Confusion spread across the chamber. The human continued. When we were weak, some of you helped us. Some of you watched us bleed. We remember both. A council member leaned forward. Is this a threat? The human shook his head. It is a promise. Meanwhile, the alien commander stood beside the human commander on a shared observation deck. Stars burned softly in the distance. I never expected this, the alien said. All from one decision. The human answered quietly. From one choice to see a person, not an enemy. The alien hesitated. If we had not saved you. The human did not answer right away. Then today, he finally said, we might have looked the other way. The truth settled heavy between them. In the outer systems, enemy survivors whispered warnings. Do not harm humans, they said. Do not ignore their pain. And never forget their gratitude. The galaxy began to understand. Humanity was not the strongest race. But they were the most patient. They waited. They remembered. And when the time came, they acted with overwhelming clarity. As the human fleet prepared to leave the rebuilt worlds, the alien commander asked one final question. What happens now? The human commander looked at the stars. Now, he said, the galaxy learns what kind of future it wants. The fleet jumped to warp, leaving behind safe worlds and a message written in action, not words. Kindness to humanity was never wasted. And neglect would always be remembered. The human fleet did not disappear from the galaxy. It changed it. Months passed after the war. Trade routes reopened. Refugees returned home. Worlds that were once burning now stood quiet and alive again. Human ships did not stay as rulers or guards. They left behind defenses, knowledge, and agreements, then moved on. But the galaxy was no longer the same. Every major power began to review its past. Records were checked. Old wars were remembered. Small moments, once ignored, suddenly mattered. Who helped humans when they were weak? Who turned away? Who hunted them? Those answers now carried weight. On the alien homeworld, the commander stood before his people. The cities were rebuilt stronger than before. Skies were protected by human-made shields. Their fleets were trained with human tactics. "You owe them your future," one elder said. The commander shook his head. "We owe them nothing." The elder looked confused. "We chose mercy," the commander continued. "They chose gratitude." Across human space, the commander who was once a broken soldier watched reports scroll across his screen. Aid missions completed. Evacuation successful. Peace treaties signed. An officer entered quietly. "Sir, the council has sent another message." The human commander smiled faintly. "Let me guess. They want guarantees." "Yes," the officer said. "They fear we will choose sides again." The commander leaned back. "Tell them the truth." "What truth, sir?" "That humanity already has." The message sent to the council was short. Humans do not protect power. Humans protect memory. Some council members were angry. Others were afraid. A few were relieved. In distant systems, pirates abandoned plans when human patrols passed nearby. Warlords avoided planets that flew the human emblem beside their own flags. Not because humans demanded it, but because the cost of cruelty was now clear. A young alien officer once asked his commander, "Why do humans go so far for one life?" The commander answered simply. "Because one life saved them once." On Earth, children learned a new story in history lessons. Not about conquest. Not about victory. But about a time when humanity was weak, and remembered. The broken human who had once drifted near death now stood before a quiet memorial. It was small. No names carved in stone. Only a single sentence. "Mercy echoes farther than violence." He placed his hand against the wall. His missing arm no longer felt like loss. It felt like proof. An assistant approached. "Sir, do you regret it?" he asked. "Choosing them over politics?" The commander looked toward the stars. "No," he said. "Because the galaxy taught us something first." "What was that?" "That kindness is rare," the commander replied. "And rare things are priceless." Years later, when new species discovered humanity, they heard warnings and legends. Humans were dangerous in war. Humans were unstoppable when united. But above all, humans never forgot. Not betrayal. And not mercy. A single act, once seen as meaningless, had rewritten alliances, saved civilizations, and reshaped the balance of the stars. The galaxy learned too late what one alien commander learned early. Saving one human did not save a soldier. It saved entire worlds. And humanity would remember that forever.